Hello, today I am reviewing Scattered Ashes by Annie Anderson, and this is an urban fantasy novel. The main characters are Reese and Aurelia, which I may be pronouncing wrong because if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I'm not the greatest at pronouncing names. So Aurelia is a phoenix, well they're both phoenixes, and Aurelia is also a seer. She can see future events, although she doesn't seem to have any control over that, and the visions just kind of come whenever. And she can also see the deaths of nearby people, because phoenixes are supposed to like let these other people know about death so that souls can be ferried on to the beyond, either to the place where the good souls go or the place where the bad souls go. So anyway, in this story, Aurelia and her soldier Reese, they've been on the run from their people for some time. I don't want to really get into the reasons why because of spoilers. But I did give this book 4 out of 5 stars, and there will be a link to the Amazon page in the comments below in case you want to pick it up. I thought this was a really good book. There's lots of action. It's very fast-paced. I like the characters fairly well. Their romance was maybe a little... But that's, you know, it's a book, so it's not going to be like... Things like that have to be pretty quick. I mean, technically they've known each other for like 100 years or something, but... Anyway, they had issues, and the issues that they have seem to resolve rather quickly once they find themselves in this really, dangerous situation where obviously the bad guys have caught up to them. If they hadn't, there wouldn't be a book. There would be a point in reading it. So anyway, there is... Hold on, I want to read this right. There's a disclaimer, or a warning, I guess, the front of this book. I have to get through the glossary. I never read glossaries. I guess some people do, but I don't. Anyway, okay, so it's a warning. So there's a warning before you read the book, and it says, this book is intended for readers aged 18 and older. Within these pages are situations containing effluent cursing, torture, blood, guts, gore, sex, love, despair, war, heartbreak, corruption, and death. If you are unable to handle these situations, I would advise putting this book down immediately because shit's about to get real. So when I read that, I was like, okay. I wasn't too worried because I've never read anything in a book that I couldn't read, that freaked me out or anything like that. So I went ahead and I started this book. I figured there might be some scenes in it that were a little more descriptive than I wanted to read because I'm not a big fan of sex scenes. I don't think they usually add anything to a plot of a story, and I know that's not really what they're in there for, but anyway, honestly, they were just, when you read this warning, you think, oh, this is going to be, intense. No, not really. The sex scenes were very short and to the point, thankfully, because I really don't want to read that. And, the torture, yeah, there was a little, and I'm not exactly, woo, let's read some torture, but, I've seen worse on Supernatural. I don't think that anything that happened in this book warranted this warning. Things didn't get real, yeah, there was death and there was some blood and gore, but I've definitely read books that are a lot more intense and a lot more descriptive. Now, nothing fades to black. Everything is, right there on the page for you to read. But, aside from the silly warning that I almost want to think the author put that in there to actually get people to read the book rather than to warn people away. But anyway, despite the warning that I don't think was necessary, this is actually really a pretty good book. Like I said, really action-packed. If you like, sex scenes, there are several. And again, the torture's not that intense. The blood and the gore is not that intense. But all in all, it was a really good book, and I enjoyed it. So I do recommend it if you like lots of action and some angsty romance and, your main characters to be tortured and tormented and, what I'm saying, souls that are just and you gotta kind of follow along and see if they can redeem themselves and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, again, 4 out of 5 stars. And if you like urban fantasy that's on the darker, rougher side, then I suggest you give it a try. Thanks for watching the video. Bye!